Welcome to the Geriatric Millennials. This is Jayme and Beth.
Hi.
How's it going?
2 out of 10.
I was asking our listeners.
Just kidding. Okay, I'm fine.
No, I want to know how you're doing. 2 out of 10? That's kind of low.
It's a little low, but it's fine. I'm working through it. Your girl is fine. It's
you
fall,
just started
y'all.
a new job.
Yeah, I'm fine. Everything's fine, Jayme.
2 out of 10.
And I feel like, there's this whole thing that we do where it's like, how are you doing today? We ask that to everyone. And my thing to do is I always like to give a scale. Like, this is how I'm really doing. It freaks people out when you tell them how you're really doing. Because the person at the grocery store does not really want to know how you're doing.
True.
But it has fostered a lot of really cool conversations.
I like the honesty.
Yeah.
It also helps people recognize when you're just asking it because it's a habit versus do you really want to know?
Yeah. Because I think a lot of the time people don't. Like, again, it's our habit of like, hi, how are you? But I like to actually know how people are and be like, no, how are you really?
Do you have the
okay?
time for that? I mean, you have to take time.
Yeah, but I think you can sum it up in like 30 seconds a lot of the time.
Some people can.
Yeah.
No, so do you want to go into detail?
No, absolutely not. I want to focus on happy.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, it's fall, like you said, fall, y'all.
It's fall, y'all.
Do you say y'all? I don't.
No. One time I tried to like put that into my vernacular when I was in college, and I was like hanging out with some new friends, and we were walking away from each other, and I was like, all right, bye, y'all. And I'm like, what just happened? I am from the Pacific Northwest. Why did I become a Southern belle? I don't know. So it was pretty embarrassing.
I don't say that either. Yeah. We don't have another word though.
What do you mean?
To mean that. We don't have another word for you all.
Happy fall, everybody. I mean,
everybody.
It sounds cute. It definitely doesn't go on a pillow as well, but anyway, but it's fall.
It is fall and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's fall, but it's 80s. And I'm kind of like, I get it. I'm happy because we had a really short spring. I'm glad we're having a prolonged summer. However, your girl wants some crispness in her air.
Well, there is in the morning.
Your girl's not outside at that time.
Are you ever outside? What time of day do you go outside?
The earliest I go outside is 7:30, maybe 8.
Well, here's the thing. It is cool in the morning, cooler than it is.
Yeah.
It's
not crisp yet, though. It's not crisp.
It isn't. I am not going to complain about this weather, though. Are you kidding me? This is amazing.
This is peak.
The only issue I have is trying to figure out how to dress for the day because of the fluctuation.
Yes. Well, and I work in offices, so I dress warmer because it's always cold in there. And I'm fine. And then I leave work at the end of the day. I walk in, I'm great. I'm wearing a light sweater, some pants, which I just have to say, and I know every person that is listening to this podcast will understand. I bought 6 pairs of jeans recently, every pair fit. And they were different brands and they were different styles.
Oh my word.
Never happens.
I thought you were talking about the 6 pairs of pants that you got that you thought were all
those
different.
Those
and they
are
were
still
all
in rotation.
The same.
Those are still in rotation.
Pant, just different colors.
I made sure to get all different kinds.
What?
Yeah, it was great. I was just like shocked, and it's like,
did you buy this all online without trying it on?
I bought it all online, and I bought jeans from the company before, so I'll say that because I like to buy. I buy American Eagle; they fit really well.
Yeah,
whatever. But I also bought some Levi's at the Fred Meyer, which that's when you've hit a certain age in your life. I'm shopping for clothes at the Fred Meyer at the grocery store.
Do you want to know that I bought a shirt at Fred Meyer this summer for the first time?
They have good stuff sometimes.
I bought a top from there. No, yeah, I got them all at the same time. I got 2 t-shirts and 1 sleeveless top, and I got them all at the same time.
Yeah,
from Fred Meyer. Now, I've never shopped there for clothing, but I've gotten to the point in my life where I'm just like, you know what? I'm here. It's there. I have a minute.
I'm going to buy it.
I'm going to take it now because I don't have time to just browse anymore.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, I browse online.
Well, and it's just convenient. Plus, I'm sorry, when you see something that works for you, you got to just jump on it. Like, that's my philosophy.
So did you try these things on?
I don't try on at stores.
You don't?
No.
Why?
I don't have time for that. I just grab what I like. And it's like, I know my body. So usually I can tell if it's going to fit. And I'm on it.
Jeans, you don't even try them on?
No.
Okay, so so would you take it back if it didn't fit?
Oh, yeah.
So you've got time for that.
Well, because I'm going to go back to the store eventually to get groceries. They have very lean.
Place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, I go there pretty often because, one time though, I bought the cutest dress at Fred Meyer. I won't say the cutest, but it was like black and blue and whatever. And I had a funeral to go to. It was my grandma's funeral. And so I go to the funeral. I'm wearing this dress. And this woman comes up to me. She's like, oh my gosh, is that the new Liz Claiborne? And I was like, no, it's the new Fred Meyer. Just like, I got it for $27.99 at my local grocery store. So you're welcome.
That is a mess.
So
funny.
Yes. But I was so excited to get jeans. And it's like, you know, like I'm still in like my COVID body where it's like, I haven't really been working out. And I realized like I need to start moving my body more, but my body's been mainly moving to the couch, to the bed, to the home, to, you know, whatever.
To the window.
To the wall. Yeah. And so anyway, but I was a little nervous to try them on because honestly, there's nothing quite like trying on a pair of pants that doesn't fit for your ego boost to just drop. Especially for like a size that you're typically wearing. Like I bought the size that I bought the size that I am. Like it's not a big deal. And it's not bigger than I was prior to COVID really.
And you knew this brand, like you have other...
I bought jeans there before and I had like worn them out, but they changed. You know how sometimes they'll change the design a little bit?
Yes.
And then I bought some other styles and then you never know. You just never know.
You never know. Okay, so...
And I put the first pair on. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a sexy beast. Put the second one on. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was just pants. There was only one pair that was a little bit tight and they're a pair of mom jeans and they didn't have enough stretch in them. But you know what? They still fit. Like I could still zip and button, chunky sweater. Nobody's going to see the stomach. We're fine. So your girl is set for pants. Like I have at least 11 pairs of pants now, which seems excessive. But I was rocking with like, you
didn't have pants.
I didn't have pants that were like appropriate.
Okay. So you said you got jeans. Mm-hmm. Are they all jeans?
I got all jeans. So I got different washes and styles.
That's
I got some that are flared.
They boot cut?
I got a couple boot cut flares. I got one that's more straight line but not skinny.
I know you don't wear skinny.
But they fit kind of skinny. So I was wearing them like, gosh, my legs are like little sausages in there. I'm like, I don't care. It's comfortable. Like if people don't like it, they could turn their faces. Also, don't take pictures of me and like put me on the internet to shame me. Please don't. But I got this pair too that's like a little bit more like, because flare is back. So it's like 90s flares.
I know.
And like I was wearing them and I was feeling fierce. And then people kept looking at me like, is she wearing bell bottoms? I'm like, listen, it's called fashion.
It is. And I'm ready to purchase a pair of those. Yeah. I don't have one yet.
Yeah. So American Eagle, great. Love it. They have great styles online and they can just take them to the store here and return them. So your girl is happy. I just need tops now. And it's like my fall looks are going to be on point. If you see me strutting down the street, it's because I'm wearing my new jeans and I'm happy as a clam.
Yes. What kind of tops are you going to wear in the fall?
I love a chunky sweater. I love a cute hoodie. But yeah, chunky sweaters are my go-to.
Yeah.
Like I just
so cozy.
And I love sweatshirts, but they have to have a pocket. Like I'm wearing a sweatshirt today.
Pocket?
Yeah, a front pocket. I'm wearing a sweatshirt today that I typically wouldn't wear. It says Chicago on it. Mm-hmm. It's very touristy. I was actually at this thing with my aunt in Chicago. They have this thing called summer something. I can't remember now, but it's dancing. You would love it. So you go and there's like every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, they have dancing for free in different styles. And you go and learn how to do the marimba or how to two-step.
When does this happen?
It's all summer long. And so you go and it's super fun. And anyway, we were down there, but it was super cold. And so she went to the Walgreens and got some sweatshirts. And so she picked me up this doozy that just says Chicago on it with the Chicago, logo. And, but I love it, but I hate it because it doesn't have a front pocket. Mm-hmm. So I'm always like rubbing my stomach to try and put a cell phone in or whatever.
And
we're okay though. There's no pocket. So then I have to wear a pant with a pocket. It's a whole process to be comfortable in the fall.
And that's not a hoodie. That's a sweatshirt.
This is a sweatshirt. I typically wear hoodies because I like the zip functionality. That's my life. Or I guess I like zip hoodies and I like pullover hoodies. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot that goes into like sweatshirt purchases and like making sure that you are loving your sweatshirt life.
So I love that.
Yeah. What are your go-to? Well, you like dresses.
I do. I absolutely do love dresses. However, I feel like my staple, one of my staples in the fall is vests.
Oh my gosh.
Don't you remember my sweater vest dress?
Yes.
So that's coming back.
Yeah.
But what I love about vests is that I don't have to wear anything really bulky to be warm because I can just
because your core is warm. Yeah.
Yes.
Your heart's warm. So you're good. Mm-hmm.
So I have been thinking about my closet. And so I don't have a giant closet. Mm-hmm. So I have to kind of put my seasonal wardrobe
you gotta
away
rotate.
and then rotate it. So right now I have all my summer stuff out and I'm finding myself frustrated when I'm getting dressed because I'm like, well, I don't have anything to wear. It's like, because I don't want to wear a tank top dress because it's cold, but I haven't gotten those clothes out. So I just need to do that. And I think I might do that tomorrow because I need to transition. I need to transition. I need to have
literally October.
I need those vests. I need my sweaters and my long sleeve.
Because I feel like at any moment the weather will switch. Like it'll go from like, oh, it's in the 80s and 70s. It's so nice. And all of a sudden I'm like, and it's 42 degrees.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anytime. Yeah. I need to be prepared. I need those clothes
ready to go.
Visible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fall. I've been loving too that the leaves are turning right now, which I love. It's so pretty and it doesn't last very long here. Then I'm always like, Beth, you should go on an autumn walk and look at the leaves. I'm like, okay. And then I get home like, let's play Nintendo instead. So I just downloaded a new game. And so I'm like been obsessed with it. I'm playing Disney's Dreamlight Valley, I think it's called. I can't remember. Anyway, it's just like a game that's super fun. And it's all over TikTok right now. And I'm not as addicted as I was to like Animal Crossing, but it gives Animal Crossing vibes. Yeah.
Are you still playing Animal Crossing?
No, but I looked at my hours played and it was like over 1,000 hours played on Animal Crossing. And I said, you know what? Maybe not again. Maybe we have self-control. And then I'm like, remember that was during COVID. So we give ourselves a little break.
Yes.
But I remember sometimes I would grind for like 8-9 hours in a day on Animal Crossing.
Dang.
Like it was my job. And now I'm just like, let's just play this one easy. Okay. We'll just play I played for about 40 minutes before you came.
Okay.
I'm not going to play when you leave. But it's like, I don't know. There's honestly nothing better for me, at least. It's like my window's wide open. The crisp air is coming in and I'm playing a video game and it just lightens up my soul. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So, but no walking outside.
No.
Not for me.
Oh, I need to walk outside too. I haven't gone for a walk in so long. I don't know what's my deal. I mean, I think it's just
weird for you.
It is weird for me.
You live really close to a beautiful park.
I know, but I've been doing these 45-minute workouts, which is an increase. So I don't know.
Are you doing your Peloton?
Yeah. So I decided to give myself a challenge, which I think is what I need for motivation. I need to have a specific goal and a challenge, and I need to have it laid out for me in advance so that I don't wake up and go, okay, I'm going to work out, but what am I going to do?
Yeah.
I just need to be like,
you need to focus.
I need to open on the thing. I need to look at something that says, this is what you're going to do today. So anyways, I did that for the month of September.
Do you feel good?
I feel really
What is up with
good.
you?
I don't know. September, I busted out so much. I read 8 freaking books. But I did this September. I did like 20 some boot camp workouts. I don't even know.
Wow.
And everything started. It's like everything was starting with my kids. Everything was school started. All these sports and activities. My job, I went back up to halftime. And I don't know. I just
went all in.
I guess this is the time of year. I have to just, and I also realized that I really needed to, because I was not fitting into my stuff, because I started wearing pants again because it was,
pants are the devil.
It was like cold in the morning. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to wear my pants. And then I was like, nope, not going to wear those because those are really tight. And then the same thing and I was like, okay, this is kind of a problem. I just don't feel comfortable, and I don't want to buy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do want to buy a lot of clothes.
Yeah.
But you don't want
to buy a whole new wardrobe for one size up. Yeah. No.
So I don't know. I guess I just somehow figured out something to motivate me.
That's awesome. I love it when my brain and body click and I get into those places where it's natural and I'm not forcing it. I was in that place, no joke, like 2.5, 3 years ago. And I loved it. I was seeing a trainer. I was eating.
I remember that.
Yeah, I was doing so good. And it was just like, I don't believe in dieting anymore because I grew up with really toxic diet culture and that just really effed me up. But I'm trying to be like, take care and listen to my body. And it's like, I was in that zone. And it wasn't that I was trying to like lose weight or be a certain way, but I was just feeling myself and feeling healthy and feeling good. And it translated into just like me being more firmed up because I was like, lifting weights and different things. And I'll just sit here sometimes and try and get back into that mindset. And like, what was going on? Yeah. That my brain, that all worked, because I try to do it now. My brain's like, hell's to the no. Yeah. You sit on this couch and have a snack.
Well, I feel like for 2 years that I could not muster the motivation. And so I'm not sure. I think it was just a combination of a lot of things for me to get. And now, but now that I've kind of, September's over. I had this goal for September and now we're into October and I'm kind of like, oh crap, I need to figure out what my next thing is, which I haven't really figured out yet.
But you're still reading books.
But I
mean,
am.
You're still doing stuff.
I did kind of back off on that a little bit just because I read a lot last month, which was great. But I wanted to listen to more podcasts versus books. And I found this podcast that I'm really enjoying called Duolingo. Did I tell you about this already? I'm really enjoying that podcast.
Like the app?
Because it is the same company.
Okay.
Yeah, but they have a podcast and it's Spanish and English. But I have been wanting to practice Spanish forever and I just never do.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is an easy way for me to kind of listen to it regularly, which I think helps.
I think it really helps.
So
like it's pretty hard to learn and like be fluent in a language and never listen to it.
Yeah. So I don't feel like I'm doing anything else other than listening to some Spanish here and there throughout the week. But anyway, I'm just kind of blabbing about that. But I've been choosing that over other books or whatever. I don't know.
I fell in love with this new podcast called Something Was Wrong. And it started a few years ago. Like I think it started in like 2018 or 2017. I don't know. But it's kind of heavy in the sense that they talk a lot about domestic violence and women that are in abusive situations. But the episodes I've listened to, it's not, sometimes I think you hear abusive situations and you think there's physical abuse or there's that. And there is elements of that. But a lot of it is just like the psychological abuse, spiritual abuse, emotional abuse, manipulation and stuff, and how subtle it is and how it can impact you. And it's so fascinating.
Is it? Is it depressing?
No, because it's from the women's perspective. So they're telling their own story. Okay. And to me, it's like, it's amazing how easy it is to get into those situations. And I love this kind of stuff because it helps me to see more red flags. Like even just in like friendships, you can find red flags where it's like, oh, you are manipulating me right now. Like I see it now more clearly because I've been exposed to it in these other ways. And so anyway, it's really good. It's just like, again, you would think it was super heavy, but it's not. And the person that runs the podcast is just a really great storyteller. The way they edit, it just makes the stories flow really well. And it's just kind of fascinating.
How did you find it?
I thought that the cover was pretty when I was browsing. It's like a top podcast, but I just thought that it's a pink cover with black lettering. And I was like, that is a very nice shade of pink. And I clicked it. I said, okay. And I started listening.
And it's Something Is Wrong?
Something Was Wrong.
Something Was
I'm pretty
wrong.
sure. Yeah.
Oh.
I'll put it in the show links because 9 times out of 10, I say the wrong thing. It's like, oh, it's this. And they're like, no, it's not. I get done. Yeah. Something Was Wrong is the name. So anyway, super good. And I don't know. I've been trying to cut down on my TV time. And that's really hard for me because my brain is just craves. I have to have something on at all times. Like it's so weird, but if I don't have something on, my brain will make something up. So I'm sitting here and it's like, if I don't usually I'm okay for the first 25 minutes in the morning, but a song typically is playing in my head that whole time. Then if I try to drive to work or anything and don't have the radio on or don't have radio, who listens to the radio? I don't have my podcasts on or my Spotify or whatever. I literally will just start singing a song. I'll start humming and then I'll start belting out a song. Like I cannot have silence around me. Like when I'm home, it has to have something in the background or my brain goes insane. But having TV on all the time is not good. So I've been trying to limit that. So I'm trying to when I'm doing multiple tasks, listen to a podcast instead of having the TV on or having YouTube on or whatever. So anyway, something I'm trying to do. Self-improvement.
Yeah, that's cool.
What else do you do in the fall? Anything else exciting? Do you guys have any family traditions? Do you go to the corn maze? Or anything?
So my family doesn't have a ton of traditions. We kind of take it year by year. I don't know. We have for the last couple years. So I guess it could be a tradition, but we've been going with our church to the Middleton Fall Festival. Oh yeah. And having roasting marshmallows, making s'mores and roasting hot dogs. And so we are going to do that.
Nice.
And then of course, Halloween. We do Halloween. We go trick or treating.
Love it. They give neighbors for free candy.
Yes. And I have decided to, there's a couple things in my house that I like to switch up with the season. So I haven't done that yet. I think it's because it hasn't really felt like fall. It hasn't switched
80 degrees
as
yet.
far as temperature wise.
Yeah.
But there's a couple throw pillows I'm going to switch out, blankets, a couple little accent thingies that I'm going to trade out for something that feels more like fall.
Do you decorate for all the seasons in your house?
Slightly.
Okay.
So I have this book that I really, really like. It's called Welcome Home. And she talks about decorating for the seasons, but it's different than what you would think. And I really, really like that book. And I feel like I've learned a lot from her. And so I highly recommend that book. And so, yes, I don't necessarily decorate. Oh, here it is. I do decorate for the season, but not necessarily for the holiday.
Got it.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I will put up some bats probably for Halloween or spiders.
It's spooky season.
Yeah. But just a couple of things.
Yeah. You don't go all like, I drove by a house today and they had one of those giant, like 20-foot skeletons.
Thing? Oh,
it's like the skeletons. I think that you get them at Home Depot. I see them on TikTok all the time. But some people really get into like spooky season and it's like their house is decorated like Christmas holiday, but all pumpkins and stuff, which is cool. I don't have the capacity to do that. I always think I should buy a pumpkin to put outside my door. And I'm like, no, I would love to. Maybe when I have a house, I'll do that. But yeah, I think it's cool that you decorate.
Yeah.
Like, I like decorating for the seasons. Eventually I hope to like be able to change out all my curtains and just different things to make it feel
every season.
Not every season, but like have like maybe a fall winter set and like a spring summer.
Yeah.
Cause I feel like in the fall, I want something heavier. And the curtains I have in my living room right now, they're like very light and whatever, but I'd like something a little bit like a velvet, something more texture or something. Yeah. Just stuff like that, keep it simple. I'm not going to put like Thanksgiving curtains up and then Halloween curtains up and then Christmas curtains. And if you do that and you love it, embrace it. We appreciate that. And more power to you.
Well, I don't want a bunch of crap to store.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm trying to keep it more simple as far as what I switch out.
Yeah. I used to love taking my youth group to the Middleton thing. I used to always we did a big like trunk or treat event at one church, and the other church I worked at, like all the kids, we'd all get together and we'd go to Middleton Farm and we do the corn maze at night, which was always scary.
Yeah.
And it was always so cold, and I'd always do it after the longest ass day because we did a trunk or treat for the neighborhood. And I'd be completely exhausted and having to be like keep my energy up to like hang out with these high school and middle school students. And then there's like a giant slide there, and I don't like that terrifying kind of stuff. It is so scary.
Me neither.
And I have to go down.
Break their neck.
Yeah, I'd always go down once and I just close my eyes and scream the whole time like a psycho. There's 3-year-olds going down it just like, woo! And I'm like screaming like I'm on a roller coaster. But it was just so fun. And we would shoot they have these potato guns that you can shoot at like abandoned cars and stuff. And we would do all that. So,
you know what I don't like?
What?
I really don't like being in a corn maze and not, and then being ready to be done.
Oh, and not knowing where the exit is. Yeah.
How to get out. And I'm like, over it already, let me out of this thing. And then I just start getting mad and it is not fun anymore. And so I've just kind of realized / decided
no more.
I don't do it.
Yeah.
Nope. So I'm going to send my kids along with some other adults.
Yeah.
And I'm going to sit by the fire
and enjoy a hot dog. Yes. But that is the beauty of getting older and just being like, nope, not going to do this anymore.
Don't like it. It's not fun for me.
Like I don't like, I love the idea of caramel apples.
Oh.
I love the idea of it. I don't mind a caramel apple dip, but the actual dipped caramel apple, having to bite into it and like that, I can't eat it that way.
No, that's not the best way. I can
cut it up and eat it, but I like when people are like, oh, you want a caramel or candied apple?
I have a knife with that?
Well, I always want to try candied apple too. You know, the ones they dip in the like sugar. I would love that, but I need it to be a bite size because your girl doesn't have the bite anymore to like open wide, chomp down.
I mean, you don't
and chew
have
like a lady.
But no, I hear you because you get a whole mouthful of just the caramel and it's like, you've got to have a better ratio. So caramel apples are one of my all-time favorite things, that flavor.
Yeah.
I love it. And so that's one of the things that I do, that I have done, is I buy a bunch of caramels and I melt them and then slice Granny Smith apples and
drizzle.
Do the dip.
Yeah, do the
dip. Do the dip.
I saw somebody that did a caramel apple board. You know, because right now, like the charcuterie boards, now everything's a board.
It's all the
butter
rage.
Board's a little bit much. When people are like, we're gonna do a butter board. I'm
Too
like,
much butter.
I was like, okay, doesn't that ruin? It's like all that oil goes into your board, and doesn't it your board get stained? Because I feel like every time I put oil on my wooden board, it just gets a dot. Anyway, note to self: I also saw a cream cheese board, and I'm like, this is too far. Put it in a bowl.
Try cleaning that up.
Yeah, no thanks.
No, cream cheese is a mess.
Yeah, not all over my wood boards.
Put it in a bowl and then put all your
other stuff
around
it. Yeah, it's fine. But I get it. If you love a butter board, good for you. If you have it at your house, yes, I will partake. Will I make it myself? Absolutely not. But a girl did make a caramel apple board and it looked delicious. I was like, ooh, that looks yummy.
I want to do that this fall.
Yeah, do it. I'll send you the Pinterest.
Please do.
Yeah. So I don't know. I love that. I love the taste of, caramel apple. I hate the process of eating a caramel apple.
Yeah.
Um,
You know what one of my favorite candies is? Those suckers that are caramel apple.
Yes. They have different varieties of apple now.
Oh.
So they're different colors. Yeah.
Well, I like the green ones.
Yeah. But maybe we should get some and try the other ones too for an excuse to buy them. Yeah. I also love, I don't love this, but I like a little bit of candy corn this time of year.
Ew.
Okay. Don't yuck my yum,
Okay.
I don't like to eat a lot of them, but I like to have like one or two and be like, it's Halloween. And then I'm done.
Oh.
Like it's very specific. Like I can't eat a handful, but like one or two, I'm just like, I like to eat them a certain way. And I'm a happy girl just for like, no more than 5.
I mean, I know I said ew, but if there was a bowl of candy corn, I'm going to eat a couple. They're just so sweet.
They're so sweet.
My kids beg for them every year. They're like, can we have candy corn? Can we have candy corn? And I'm always like, no.
Well, I always forget how sweet they are.
They're so
You know what I
sweet.
mean? It's like one of those things where, oh my gosh.
They're sweeter than sugar.
I had trauma this week. Oh my gosh. So I was craving pumpkin pie because I saw on the TikTok, I was watching people like buy the Costco pumpkin pies. I've been to Costco and I see the apple pie and the pumpkin pie, but I was
Did you buy a
no.
Because
they're huge.
They're huge, but they're so cheap. You can't
so cheap.
even buy enough pumpkin to make a pie that big. Yeah. For that price. Anyway.
So I have pumpkin pie on my brain and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get a little piece of pumpkin pie. So I go to the Safeway and I'm getting a little bit of treats. Like I'm like, okay, what do I want? I'm like, I'm going to get the pumpkin pie. And they had little pumpkin pies, like a slice. I'm like, perfect. So I get it. And it didn't look exactly how I wanted it to look. Looked a little bit too firm. And I was like, okay, but it had like whipping topping on it. And I was like, okay, I get it home. Your girl's excited. I had a delicious dinner of butter and cheese because I'm 12. And then I was like, I'm going to have
butter and cheese, not even with bread.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot one thing. Yeah. An ingredient, bread. So I had bread, butter, cheese.
Okay.
And it was rosemary bread and it tasted delicious. And I'm putting butter on it. I'm eating it with provolone cheese. And my heart was happy, even though my body's like, this is not the best combination for us. And I said, listen, it's fall, y'all. So I go get my pumpkin pie and I like try to like cut into it with the fork and I can't cut through the crust, which is not a great sign. I know. But
what was the date on this thing?
It was quote unquote, fresh. It wasn't, it was not expired. So I'm like, okay, all right, maybe it'd been in the freezer for too long. I left it, because they had it in the oh my gosh, my brain just stopped. They had it in like the cooler, like the dessert cooler.
Refrigerated section.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure it probably was frozen before that and they let it defrost and whatever. I'm like, okay, beggars can't be choosers for pumpkin pie. It's barely
By
October.
The slice. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's a Sunday afternoon. You're lucky you're getting anything. Okay. Stop crying. So I'm like eating the pumpkin pie. It is like dense and it is like congealed. And I'm like, pumpkin pie to me has a little bit of fluff to it. A little bit of like, no, this is solid. It's like Jell-O.
Oh gosh.
But
wait, Jell-O?
Thicker.
Okay.
It's like congealed like Jell-O, but thick.
Was it gross? Did it taste good?
It did not taste great.
This is very disappointing. Did you continue eating it?
Okay, so then I was like, listen, we got this pie. We're just going to go for it. I go into the whipped topping. It was the most disgusting thing. It tasted horrible.
That's
it's
so
like
disappointing.
They overdid it on vanilla or something and it just was like disgusting. So I scraped that off. I'm like, okay, this is the only treat we bought for today. This is the only sugar we have in our house unless we take a pinch of white sugar and put it in our lip. So we're eating this pumpkin pie. And so I didn't make it through all of it, but I tried. It was really bad. And it was so disappointing. Like every bite made it more disappointing.
That's so sad.
And it had been after a week of eating sugar cookies that were delicious. So it's like, I finally get to pie and it was just like, okay, I'm just going to have to go to the Costco, buy a pumpkin pie, cut it up, freeze it, and just take them out and eat good pumpkin pie.
That's some really good pumpkin pie. I always buy it every year.
Oh my gosh.
That's a tradition.
Oh my gosh. I love pumpkin pie. My mom always called it pumpkin pie. So I'm like, oh, do you want some pumpkin pie? Anybody want pumpkin pie? And we always use Cool Whip on the top because we were not whipped cream people or the spray whipped cream because that was for rich people. So we get the Cool Whip for 99 cents a tub.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
You know what? Pumpkin pie is my son's favorite and his birthday is right after Thanksgiving. And frequently he wants pumpkin pie for his birthday cake.
Genius. I'm sorry, but I feel like pie is better than cake some of the time. That's a big debate for some people.
Is it? Yeah.
But are you like...
I'm not a big cake fan.
I mean, I like a good cupcake every once in a while, but like 9 times out of 10 when I have cake, it ends up being too sweet. I'm not into
frosting.
it. Yeah. The ratios are off.
Would prefer A cookie.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Over a cake.
I would prefer a cookie over cake, but pie over a cookie. Like a really good apple pie or cherry pie. Or Fred Meyer makes the best raspberry pie in the summer. Oh my gosh. You'd slap your mama good.
Really?
Like you eat it
I've
and you're
never
just
had
like,
it
is so good. And I don't think they had it this year because of...
No raspberries?
No,
Why?
I don't know. I just didn't see it. So I don't know if it was like an inflation thing and it was too expensive or what, a supplier thing. I don't know. But when I can get those and they sell them by half pie. So I bought half pie, lasts me 4 days. Happy girl.
Yeah. I'll have to try that.
Yeah. I'm just, pie. I also love like heartier meals because I feel like the last few months of summer here are so hot. You can't eat anything hot.
Oh, I've been making soup.
Oh,
Let me just say.
Yes.
It's back to soup,
girl.
Yep. For me. Yeah, it's the best. It's so easy and I can make a giant pot of it, which is usually enough for 2 meals that week. Plus I freeze some usually. That's
I just
what
got
I like
my friend
to do.
these cute little, like they're 1 cup soup savers and you pour your soup in them. It's like, it looks like a giant ice tray and there's four spaces and you pour, it's a cup of soup for each rectangle space. You pour it in, you freeze it, then you can pop them out, put them in a bowl, nuke them, done.
Sweet.
So cute.
Except for a cup, I feel like I would want 2 of those.
Okay.
Well, 1 cup of soup is not enough for a meal.
Oh, I don't know. I don't like soup. So
you don't?
I like a chowder sometimes. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I made a really good soup this week, but you wouldn't have liked it.
It's just too sloshy. I just can't get down with soup. Every time I think I'm like, I'm going to like this soup, I eat it. And then 9 times out of 10 I get sick or I'm just like, never again.
I make very hearty soup.
Yeah. If it has to be chewable soup for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if it's just
Absolutely.
broth.
No. I mean, the soup is our meal. So it's going to have all our meat and vegetables and sides all in it in one pot.
Okay. 1 pot and she's done.
With some bread or rolls or cornbread or something. I mean, that's a meal.
Oh, cornbread. I love Safeway has really good cornbread. Cornbread's annoying to make myself because I want to make it like my way, like
which is probably
fancier.
Really good. I just buy the mix.
I use Jiffy Mix too, but the secret I found is you got to put in a half a cup of frozen corn into the mix. You bake it and it just adds so much. I
bought a thing from Costco, a mix from Costco. I don't know if it's Jiffy. I think it might be Krusteaz or something else. Too. I have no idea.
One's more, to me, that one in the past has been more greasy. How I know this, I do not know. But my mouth is like, yes, when I made that, it was, too much oil. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I have like fall movies I watch too. So it's like, I like to transition to I like to watch scary movies a little bit because it's obviously spooky season. But there's like just some movies that are based around Thanksgiving or family. And I like to watch those. Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday. Like it is my favorite holiday. Like I want to have a special Jamie's family and Beth Thanksgiving.
Let's do it.
Where it's just me and you and your family playing games and having leftovers.
Let's totally do that.
Because I love it so much. It's my favorite. And so, but yeah, I like watching anything that's family oriented. This is when I start watching holiday movies around this time.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So, but what are your movies? Do you have a couple?
I think, Christmas movies I really like to watch. Well, I mean, okay, let me back it up. Halloween movies, I like to watch the typical like Hocus Pocus. I like to watch The Craft, which is like a witch movie from 1990s, which is fabulous. I like witch movies. I like vampire type shows and stuff this time of year. I love witch movies. I love Practical Magic with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman. If you've never seen it, it's beautiful. It's just a wonderful little film. Yeah, I love witch movies. I've seen it. I just love witch movies. The worst witch ever. Oh my gosh. It's this movie from the 80s about this girl that is a witch and she's horrible. And her name's Mildred, I think. And she saves her witch school. And Tim Curry does this amazing number where he's like the wizard king. And he sings a song about anything that happened on Halloween. And he's like, your dog could turn into a cat. And it's just like, it has this cheesy early 80s music video that goes along. It is the best thing you've ever seen in your whole life. And I love it.
Wait, is Practical Magic a book? I think I might have read it.
It might be a book too. I don't know. I just have seen the show.
I have to look back and see what I read.
Yeah.
Because it was about witches. It was about 2 sisters.
Yes.
And I bet it was. One has like red hair and one has black hair.
That's yes.
Oh, I need to watch the movie because I read the book.
Cute. Yes, it's so good. So good. I don't watch a lot of like scary movies because I can't handle anything that's like I can handle thrillers, but I can't handle like supernatural, like scary stuff where like people are possessed and things. But I love like vampire type stuff or witches or things like that are a little bit more benign.
Yeah.
I can't handle like The Ring did me in. Like I couldn't do it. Like
I think I watched that way back in the day.
Yeah, I watched it one time and
I'm not a fan of any of those.
Or like the Blair Witch Project.
I didn't watch it.
Oh my gosh. I saw that in the theater with friends and I had to act like I was cool. And it was so hard because I was so scared. Like I can watch a slasher. Like we've talked about this. I can watch a slasher like Freddy all day because that's a supernatural weird thing that's never going to happen. Like,
right.
But like some of the stuff that's like based on like folklore and stuff. No, thank you.
I remember when the Blair Witch Project came out and it was such a unique way of like, there was nothing like it. It was a new way
of doing storytelling.
There was nothing like it.
And we all thought it was real.
Yeah. I don't think I actually watched it.
Yeah. It's really scary. I don't even know how it happened, but I got on like a Wikipedia rabbit hole and I ended up on the Blair Witch Project at night. And I was like, you need to put this down.
Yeah. No kidding.
You can't even read about it.
I'm not a fan of any of that stuff really though. Like, I don't know. Beth, I can't, I don't even watch anything right now. I don't know.
You have a life.
I know. And we've been trying to watch The Lord of the Rings as a family.
Yeah.
And we have watched 2 episodes.
Wow. You guys are busy.
Oh my gosh. It is a crazy time right now. Like
when you retire, you're going to have so much good stuff to just
so true.
consume.
Or maybe a little bit deeper into winter.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think things...
It's still too nice for you because you want to be out and doing stuff.
And I think, the sports and all that are going to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So maybe we will have a little bit more time for that kind of stuff.
That's one thing I do miss about fall is that I always go to my students' sports games, like their football games and their whatever.
You can come to my kids' games if you're ever in.
Thank you. No, I could. I don't mind it. I like it because you get to sit. My favorite part is you sit and talk with all the other moms and people, and it's so fun. And I love sitting out and when it's that crisp night and you're like kind of bundled, but it's not cold yet, and you're cheering a team on. And
I'm there to see my kid play the drums now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I had a marching band kid, and I would have to go to games and sit through like till halftime.
Yep.
And then watch her. And then I'd be like, I'm immediately leaving. It's freezing. I take a picture for proof I was here, give a little wave and gone. I think it's so cool that he's doing marching band though, because he's such a talented musician.
Yeah, it's intense. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize
it's a whole culture.
Thing.
Yeah.
It's insane. This Saturday, his bus leaves at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh.
And then he gets back at 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's his day. I'm like, what is happening right now? You all are crazy, including all the adults that are going to make this happen.
Yeah. I'm like, I am not one of them.
That is commitment.
So anywho, all right. Well, I don't know. I'm about ready to go get like a pumpkin spice latte or a cold foam. That's the thing. I'm going to find some pumpkin pie and just like.
I need to go unpack my vests.
Yes. And next time we're together, we should just be totally immersed in our fabulous fall, y'all.
Boots and scarves.
Yes. In my house, because why not? This is Beth from the Geriatric Millennials. If you're enjoying our show, please take a minute to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcast or wherever you like to listen. You can also follow us on Instagram at the Geriatric Millennials, or you can share an episode with a friend or two. Doing so helps us greatly, and we appreciate your support so much.